Hello and welcome aboard Icon of the Seas. I'm going to start here in the Royal Theater, show you around the whole ship with all the stuff I've learned on the ship, give you a quick overview and tour, and let's get started. So we're on the top deck right now, speaking a little bit quietly because there's some rehearsal going on. I think the theater's closed. Just realizing that now. But it's a pretty standard two-story Royal Theater. On the ship, deck 5 and 4. So the older ships are 4 and 3. Either way, double-decker with seating up top and down low. Then we're going to get onto this elevator area, which there are some in forward and back. And as you can see, different from other ships, you just select which deck you're going to, and it'll tell you which elevator to get in. This, in theory, reduces the amount of time or amount of stops that you'll make along the way. Usually it's just one or sometimes 2 or 3, but you're not going to stop on every floor and have people try to pack in. And we're here at Sorrento's, and we're on deck 5 right now at the Promenade. Which, unless you're on an older ship, like the Vision class, where you have a Centrum instead, most ships on Royal do have a Promenade. This one on Icon is especially nice and spacious, and unlike the Oasis class and the Freedom class, have some more natural light really in here. Oasis class, you get a little bit from the skylight area from Central Park, but I really like the more glass that they have here on Icon. We're in Charlotte, Amelie, St. Thomas today, and we're still in port here, but I thought I would take this opportunity to show a little bit of Icon of the Seas. All of it, really. Guest services here, and they have a lot of people helping, so I've noticed that the lines for guest services are shorter than on most sailings. We have Point and Feather here where they have live music. That's the more pub area. We have escalators down to Casino Royale, which I do a separate walkthrough video for that. I will link my Casino Royale walkthrough with games and betting limits in the description here. I'll continue this tour because we have our Starbucks here on the right. Everyone loves Starbucks, right? But then we have what Icon's kind of known for on the Promenade, the Pearl. And it's very acoustically interesting in here. It's beautiful night, during the day. Then we have the Pearl Cafe up here, and like I said, again, big windows. Nice place. You see lots of people sitting, enjoying their lunch, enjoying their coffee. They have lots of food options right here. Quick grab and goes. They can heat them up for you. They have all these different types of stairwell splits. So if we see here, I'm gonna do a little lap around 6, but sorry, it's okay. I'm gonna do a little lap around 6, but that stairwell just on goes up 2 floors, because I'm on 6 now, up to Central Park on deck 8. See, that's where the live music's coming from right there. We have the Attic, which is the comedy club, right here up on the left. And there's a new venue for this class called Dueling Pianos, which, as you can guess by the name, has dueling pianos in there. There's multiple pianos, multiple piano players. It's a fun vibe. I've noticed that Icon in general has a much more, I was kind of surprised by this, much more relaxed and chill vibe on it than, say, Oasis class. I mean, I just got off Wonder of the Seas recently, and I know it was doing a 4-3-4-3, but much more party, much more loud. As you can tell, it's a little bit more relaxed here with even the live music they have going on. It's more acoustic. Everything feels more spread out, less hectic in general as we walk through Giovanni's here. This is specialty dining, Italian Giovanni's. And then on the opposite side, as you can see, we already showed the Pearl Cafe over there, but there's Boleros on this end, across, doing a dance class over there. And then we have, of course, the classic Schooner Bar. Looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more new and upscale than a lot of the more cozy schooner bars on a lot of the other ships, but it still retains some of that schooner bar essence. And yeah, we're getting right into now the aft of the ship. And again, elevator, so A, B, C, D. Press this, and I say let's them go to deck 15. It says go to elevator D, get in that. That one's going right to 15. So, interesting to consider there. So right before we go to Surfside, you can see we have Adventure Ocean, which is the kids club on the left. You can see we have a little bit of shopping here, and Playmakers, which is the sports bar with some arcade games, some pool, some foosball, right? Very fun place to hang out to watch the game, play some games, and to get your favorite drinks. And they also serve food for a fee. And then we're at Surfside. This is a designated, obviously it's open to everyone, but it's designed for kids and families. You should be able to tell very shortly, which is, I think, a great idea, because it means, hey, if you want to do a lot of kind of kid-focused stuff, this is a great area to be. Alternatively, if you don't want to be around kids at all, maybe this is an area you avoid, right? I know that's kind of a split thing on Royal. It's great for families, but they're also doing a good job on Icon, splitting up spaces into more designated, so it's kind of easier to see what you're going to get. It's kind of a little bit easier to plan how you're going to go about doing this. So, right off here is the high score. Is the arcade right off Surfside, and you know, got your typical arcade games. Got some little claws for prizes, and then you also have, you know, some air hockey and some racing games and things like that. Sugar Beach, another paid store. But then you have Sprinkles ice cream right here. You have Surfside Bites, which has popcorn, chicken, hot dog, cheeseburger, pizza toasty, french fries, churros, confetti cookie, and fruit skewers. A place for the kids to play. Then there is a specialty restaurant over here called Pier 7, but it's kind of a mid-range. It's kind of interesting. It's $15, but you get to choose two things on here. Or I guess it was $15 for lunch. It's $25 for dinner. And then we have a kid's splash pad on the back. So this is on the rear of the ship, deck 7. And so, as you can see, unlike the Oasis class ship, there's no more aqua theater back here. The aqua theater has been moved to the Aquadome on the forward part of deck 15, which we are going to get to shortly. But you can see there is a bar for the adults over there. It's not only kids stuff back here, but you can tell it's designed with them in mind, with the play area, the carousel. We got the kids' swim vests over here for some extra safety. And oftentimes there's a performer out here who does like story time and things like that. There's also a little mini buffet here with, again, food for everyone, but especially for the taste for kids. And that is not currently open as we are between lunch and dinner time, but it will be open later. All right, so like I said, we're on deck 7. And we're gonna proceed up another stairwell. I do like that the Icon class ships have these stairwells in lots of different places, so you don't have to just go to the main elevator shaft, find the side stairwell, and go up like you do on the Oasis class ships, where it can be kind of clunky, honestly, a lot of time. Like, you can only cross on Central Park, or you can only cross on the pool deck or Central Park or the promenade, you know? If you get caught in between those, you're kind of out of luck. So we're gonna continue on here. This has all just been one take on this walk. I'm not skipping or anything else like that until there's big swaths where it'll be uninteresting, just to try to give you a real feel of what it would feel like to walk through here, how long it would take, things like that. So we're in Central Park now, deck 8. We have Lori's Jazz and Blues. We have shopping over there. And again, it's a nice, constant, standard outdoor space. I'm a big fan. of Central Park in general. It's nice to have outdoor spaces. Obviously the pool deck is the main outdoor space on a cruise ship, but there are lots of outdoor spaces on the track, Central Park, just giving people more of a feel. We are on a cruise ship after all. We are out in nature, so. And then we have Park Cafe, which is a staple of Central Park. We have quick bites, soup of the day, sandwiches, desserts, the Royal Kummelwick, which is classic, and create your own salads. Tea, juice, coffee, all there, all included. And again, more glass. So even over here, we can kind of see back down over to where the Pearl was. And as I mentioned earlier with that stairwell from the Pearl on deck 6, this will take you right down there. So again, another stairwell that's going to take you exactly to a location, and not, it really, I think, makes it easier to take the stairs because the stairwells go directly to other places. You don't have to go super out of the way. We have Chops Grill. We have Azumi in the park with sushi and ice cream over there. And then we have Chops Grill on the right. And then over here is the Azumi sushi and hibachi. And we are back through Central Park. Again, straight ahead is Empire Supper Club, which is $200 per person per seating, I believe. So I have not eaten there. I don't know if I will. But you never know what happens in life. And I am going to go ahead, show you this regular stairwell, and go up to a few decks up and show you from there. So after getting up the stairs to deck 14, we actually see on this ship for the first time in a while, the spa and the fitness center have been separated. So the fitness center is all the way down on deck 5. Vitality at Sea Spa is up here on deck 14. Kind of a surprising change to me, but I guess, you know, that also means that the Vitality Cafe is very popular with people leaving the gym, and the fitness center is now up on 14. And I already noticed several people kind of bummed about that because you finish your workout, you want to get a protein shake or a juice or something like that. And guess what? You got to go up 9 flights of stairs or take an elevator to the Vitality Cafe instead of just walking right out of the fitness center like there was in the past. So, just so you know, deck 14 for the spa and the fitness center. And now we're up here on deck 15, what is called Chill Island. Chill Island, this way. As you can see right here on the left, Chill Island, we have a nice little arena for ping pong, table tennis. Nice shot of Charlotte Amalie St. Thomas. And again, I don't know if you can kind of notice from the ambiance, but it isn't crazy loud up here. It isn't crazy wild. I think it's a very nice kind of family, or, you know, even for me personally, I think it's just a more relaxed vibe. There's plenty of energy, there's plenty of fun stuff going on, but you're not blasting your eardrums out. You're able to have a conversation. You're able to actually relax more than party more. So keep that in mind. That's been my impression from Icon so far. And here is one of the new dining areas that I really like. It's obviously very crowded right now. It's called Aquadome Market. As you can see here, there's 5 different eateries in here. It's open almost every day from 10:30 a.m. until midnight. So we have crepes, we have a Chinese place, Max Mac and Cheese, Feta Mediterranean, and Toast and Garden. So it's pretty much a food court. You can come here with your party and you can eat at different places. That's where you wash your hands. Start with the crepe place where they're making those crepes. Okay, and then the food eateries go right along here. You have Ginger, which is the Chinese place, Max, the Mac and Cheese. Hello again, Charlotte Amalie St. Thomas. Feta Mediterranean, Toast and Garden. And like I mentioned, it's pretty busy in here right now. So I'm not going to spend much time. I'm just going to walk through, but it's a great place to grab a bite, and the two times we've eaten there so far, it's been almost empty. So right now it's pretty busy with people getting back on the ship and not being open for dinner yet. So it's nice to have a dining option that's open pretty much straight from 10:30 a.m. till midnight, as opposed to the Windjammer, which, you know, other dining areas have times where they break up. Anyway, that puts us on deck 15 in the front of the ship with this random jewelry shop. But we have the Aqua Dome, where they have the Aqua Show in here. You can tell the seating capacity is significantly smaller than the Aqua Theater off the back of deck 6 on the Oasis class ships. But there's bars up here. There's Hooked Specialty Restaurant right there on the left. And then we'll come back out here on Chill Island and continue to show you the top deck area, because I would say pool deck, but there are significantly fewer pools on this ship, which I actually like, because look at all this seating here on 15. Overflow from the other place, can't find a place to sit? Yes, you can. You know, look at all this seating. People aren't fighting for towels right now. I understand we're still in port, but you can tell it's getting busier on the ship than it was obviously this morning or at any other time. So it's just nice to have overflow seating and things like that. There is a pool area, but I think they've kind of filled it in with things that are more needed than maybe the pool. Sprinkles. We have ice cream right here. And the pool is on the other side. I couldn't be on both sides at the same time, but I will get over there very shortly. We can see there's all kinds of seating, a big over the edge hot tub here, and this very cool kind of hammock swing area. Lots of funky seating, you know, little mesh netting. It's very whimsical, it's very quirky and fun in that kind of way. We have Cantina Fresca, which to me looks just like El Loco Fresh, but it's called Cantina Fresca. So if you're familiar with El Loco Fresh on the other ships, it's Fresca Cantina here. Again, more seating, more hot tubs, a shower. You know, just walking through here, I could have just taken a break at any of these spots without really second guessing if there would be room. So that's pretty nice on a ship this large with this many people. I think that it's been planned a little bit better in terms of space. So larger ship than the Oasis class, but definitely feels like there's more room per person. Straight ahead, I cannot get it here, but we are still on 15, the Windjammer Marketplace, because it is closed. It has not opened for dinner, which is why, like I said, the Aqua Dome Market was so popular, but they have this nice sign that says hungry now. Look at all these things that are open. And that is a lot of things, including base camp, which is where we're going to start heading to right now. At least we're heading to that deck. So we're on 15, walking right up to 16. And we're on 16 now. Doors open, they're still working. They've been working on a lot of these automatic doors because they have been having some trouble, but here we go. Rock climbing wall off the back. We have a couple of the sub soccer games here on the right, which people are enjoying almost every time I walk past. And then, as I mentioned, base camp, here it is, which is another just grab and go spot. Warm pretzels, potato tots, hot dog, chicken fingers, smash burgers, reminiscent of Coco K, or seems to be rivaling something like the Carnival Guys chicken, things like that. There are some more quick bite, just grab a quick burger, grab a quick thing like that. Royal was lacking in those, and I think they've corrected it pretty well here. Base camp's a great addition. Nice bar right here, and we're on 16. Have the mini golf here on the back. And again, look, day beds, chairs, loungers, little cubbies for, obviously leave things at your own risk, but for anyone using the slides, Storm Chasers Category 6 We have all these water slides. Have the flow rider. There's only one on Icon Class because they made room for all these other things. But look down here in the back, a little more poppin'. This is the adults only area. There's no solarium on these ships because we saw where the solarium would be, which would be on the front of the ship, is now the Aquadome. So instead of there being an Aquadome, or instead of there being a solarium, they have the Aquadome. They put the kids area where the old Aquadome area was, and they put the adults area in the back here, the hideaway. 18 and over. So yeah, obviously some hot tubs. Their big thing is this big infinity pool over the aft of deck 16, as you can see right there, which is pretty neat when you're, you know, following the wake there. Lots of seating, some comfy loungers, towel station, a big wraparound bar area, and of course, people enjoying hot tubs, people enjoying the water. A DJ booth, where I'm sure someone will be spinning later, if not very shortly. And you can see, take those stairs up to one of the many water slides here, which is this Thrill water park here. So this is one of the slides, and on this side of it, deck 16, you know, like I said, the flow rider's right up there. But this side has many of these water slides, and that noise is artificial to go with the hurricane themed one. Pick up and drop off for the mat racers. See the whole list of the slides right there. There are 6 of them, I believe. These banana peel shaped caution wet floor things are actually a pretty funny touch. But yeah, Thrill Seeker. So this is a like full-blown water park. Oasis class ships have 3 slides. I believe Freedom has 2 slides. This has 6 slides, and some of them are in big tubes, some of them are mat racers. There's a lot of variety here. So there is a water park at Coco Cay, where we will be on this cruise as well. There's still that option, but short of Coco Cay, there is a whole water park thing on board. Of course, restrooms, place to fill up a water bottle with filtered water. And again, more of these segmented kind of stairs. So I was on 16, could go down to 15 where the main pool is, which I'll show you everything, or we can go up to 17. Which again, more seating, more loungers, more views. So you can see this is kind of now the new top deck area. So 15, 16, 17. There is a lime and coconut up here on 17. There's a lime and coconut over there on 16. There's a lime and coconut under this one on 15. And plenty of showers, plenty of hot tubs. And then of course the main pool area. You can kind of see from here. The hot tub's a little bit in the way, but it's crowded because there's only one real pool. But at the same time, the adults area all has their own pool, the kids area has their own pool, and there is still another pool up here. It's just smaller, it's a little bit out of the way. And so as far as the main pools, and looks like there's one on the other side too over there. So there's like 2 side, higher up, smaller pools. And then there's one kind of big main pool, but it creates a nice kind of segmentation or separation. And now from up here on 17, you can see Central Park down there on 8. That's where the ice cream was. Again, plenty of seating, plenty of restaurants around, swim and tonic, swim up bar for the adults. Lots of these mannequins. You can see there's a mannequin down there taking a photo. These ladies diving. The ones with the white, you know, porcelain skin, you don't get freaked out that they're actual people, right? Because of the skin tone, but the ones that, you know, have human shaded skin tones can kind of freak you out the first time because it looks like someone's actually crouching there taking a picture. So anyway, swim and tonic, swim up bar. Looks like a wonderful place to just chill and enjoy the day. And I'm gonna pop down to the track on deck 5 and show you from there. So as promised, down here on deck 6, and the fitness center says is this way. It's really on deck 5, which is also where the walking track is, but there are some additional areas of the fitness center up here on 6. There's a spin room, as you'll see shortly. There are some offices. This is also where they do the things like, yeah, probably little seminars, drawings. It's probably an overflow room where they do like the posture analysis, and if you're getting any type of consultation or something, you can do it right here. Then if we go down to deck 5 right here, we are going to enter the fitness center, which has as much as you could want compared to all the other ships. It's got pretty much all the same equipment. Not a lot extra than, say, an Oasis class ship. It seems to be just about the same, but all the equipment's brand new. It's very nice. The dumbbells themselves are very nice. There are some nice lockers there as well. There's restrooms right in the fitness center. There's machines, there's free weights, there's a kettlebell and medicine ball area. And yeah, lots of cardio equipment, luckily facing windows. It's probably nice to look out these windows doing cardio as opposed to staring at some fluorescent lights and a brick wall. But you can tell there's kind of some extra, kind of strange overflow space over here. But that's effectively the fitness center. And as you leave the fitness center, it takes you right out onto the track on deck 5, immediate water area. Slow. So the walkers on the left side of the track, the runners on the right. And like a lot of the Oasis class ships, or I guess all of them, there's the relief spot for service animals. There is the track here on deck 5, as opposed to it being up top where people are trying to run and everyone's running across the pool deck, and there's no real place for them to actually get that space. So I'm gonna do a little pause skip here for a second because there are some outdoor areas along the track that are pretty neat. So as we're coming up on one of these such spaces, as I mentioned when we were doing the promenade near the beginning of the video, there's lots of windows in the promenade. So they had all this room for outdoor space right off the promenade. So it brings more light into the promenade. But they've also created room on the track here. They probably should have left this track so people know people are going to be running across it. But so there's some nice outdoor spaces, again, to relax, to hang out. And then if we enter through one of these side doors, we are back next to the Pearl on the promenade. You know, it gets a little louder, it gets a little bit busier, not too crazy. Still right here next to guest services, right next to Next Cruise, and the Royal Theater's at the other end when we started. And then finally we have some more port merchant shops, but finally we have the dining room straight ahead. So the dining room is going to be on 3 levels as per usual. Deck 3, deck 4, and deck 5, which we are on right now. Again, we have this other elevator lobby. The dining room is not open right now because dinner service has not yet started. But looks like tonight's Taste of the Caribbean. I'll show the menu right here. And the dining room looks pretty standard, multi-level white tablecloth service. So that is going to do it for my Icon of the Seas ship tour as I step out of the way here. If you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, or you want to support my channel, feel free to leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in following along my journey, my path to Pinnacle Club status here on Royal Caribbean, adventures I get into with me and Emma, who's cruising with me. And thank you so much for those who have watched. Thank you for commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing, and I will see you all in the next video. And just a friendly reminder that Casino Royale tour is going to be linked in the description in this next video. I'm going to get into it in detail, so go ahead and click down there if you'd like to watch that. Thanks so much for watching.